Hello, this is Wayne with Relentless Pursuit, and this is episode one, introduction to me and everything that we do. First, I want to start off with thank you for listening. If you are, this is my very first episode, so I'm sure it's going to have some flow issues and there's going to be other issues, so bear with me. But I think the more we do these things, the better we get. So, a little bit about me. I currently am running and started running a digital marketing business. And what we do differently and how we do it differently is we build digital marketing from the ground up for small businesses. We use a um, we build a foundation for digital marketing for small businesses, building the websites, building all the connections, starting with, text message marketing. We try to do everything as organic as possible. Because we just find that most small businesses that want to market, they usually start off and they're kind of sporadic, random, and just really not targeted, and there's really not a solid system in place. So what we aim to do is put in, software and systems and processes with proven strategies, put all those three things together to create essentially a baseline for people so they can start targeting their current customers, interacting with their potential new customers, and then they're set up so when we do run ads and those kinds of things for them, they can then have a way to capture them more efficiently. Uh, this comes, the reason why we really found this to be a good way to go was because we had a small business. We are doing a lot of things that were great, but we also missed the things that we didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. And that really wrecked us. So in this iteration of our this business, we want to help other businesses not run into these problems. And also when creating this business, we wanted to avoid those problems ourselves. So that's really the big underlying goal of the company that we're building. This podcast is kind of a way for people to, listen in and see someone who's starting from the ground up. It is Sunday, January 28th at 5:45 in the morning. I'm here 7 days a week, building this thing. I I've been working on this business now for a few months, of directly working on the business. It's been more like 6 months of, you know, figuring out what we did wrong, what we're going to do better, and how we're going to do it better for our customers. And it's been a lot of work. Um, so the big thing about our podcast is this isn't theory that we're just going to talk about. When we talk about things that are theory, we're going to talk about how we're using them day to day. For for example, if I talk about, using a piece of our software, it's because we're using it actively. If we talk about, really grinding hard and doing a lot of the work, like uh, making customer calls and all that, then I'm talking about because that's what I'm doing. I want to be able to show people that this is what we've done. We're using the things that we're selling to be able to not only help us, but help them. It's it's been kind of a crazy ride. The first business was kind of something I was married to, and it was really hard to lose it. And it was really hard to bounce back. And thankfully, the little bit of bounce back that we did have, we bounced into a pretty good job. When I say we, I mean my wife and I. We actually ended up getting hired in a short-term rental company, property management, and we ended up helping that company turn the business around, led them through an acquisition to the largest vacation rental company in the country, and then we managed that for a little over a year before we decided that we want to do something a little different and kind of get back to what we really want to do. Um, so yeah, today's episode, I really want to talk about us a little bit, kind of the philosophies behind what we're doing. I want to talk about um, some of the people that have inspired us, inspired me in particular, and some of the things that we're doing that they've taught, so I can share that with you. First kind of thing I want to talk about is what we want to do. We Our big goal is to change the employee-employer relationship. So one of the things we're doing that by hiring salespeople and offering commission on sales, but not only offering commission, but offering reoccurring commission. So in addition to selling the product that we have, our salespeople will also be rewarded for maintaining those customers and being a point of contact over a period of time. The idea is buy-in from salespeople and being a part of the process. I've worked with a lot of different salespeople, and one of the things that they get frustrated by is that they sell a product, but they have no control and really no hand in the process of delivering the product. And in our structure, they have a hand in it. They necessarily won't be doing all of the delivery, but they'll at least be a point of contact for the customer so they can, be involved and have some control. And the whole reoccurring model that we want to put into we put into place basically incentivizes our team to, yes, sell. We want people to sell more, of course. More money's great, but we want them to be able to maintain. So be able to talk with our customers more often and not just kind of leave them in the dark and give them more opportunities if they want to upgrade and buy more and sell more, upsell, and be able to fix any problems in the moment with check-ins, with monthly check-ins with customers to really maintain a strong relationship because we want to be more partners with our customers, less, just a vendor. We're really vested in their growth. The company's name is Apex Profits. We really want people to be more profitable because more money for people, for businesses, usually means that they get freedom, they get flexibility. And if they can scale their business in a systematic way, they can have more time for their families. And that's really important to us. We really want to see other people succeed, and we want to succeed ourselves. I don't lie. I want to make money, and I want to make sure that my family is taken care of, as well as the families of those that buy our services. So changing the employee-employer relationship is really key for us, and that's something that we're working with a cleaning company right now, and we've kind of given them this philosophy. So when they start bringing on employees, they're going to have some of this framework as well to really try to retain, better people in the sense that people who want to be there. I think anyone could be an amazing employee if they want to be where they want to be. It's just sometimes that people just aren't in the place that they want to be. So right now, yeah, we're helping a cleaning company from the ground up. They're new, so we wanted to work with them to basically build out all the systems from the very beginning. And, we're doing this for free for them until they get enough customers to be able to pay for us because we really do believe in trying to give first and then ask. And that isn't necessarily just my idea. That actually, I've heard that from a few different other sources. One of them actually, Alex Hormozy over at acquisition.com. It's his free book, $100 million offers and $100 million leads. Those books are amazing, and they do trainings which are 100% free. I have no affiliation with them. I get nothing for mentioning this, but what I do get is the ability to share this with you because I think it was just so helpful. I have all the printouts of the notes and everything that I'm using to help actually build out my offers, build out my company, because eventually I want to work with this company. I want to scale my business up enough so they'll want to invest in it and grow it to the point where, I can exit or just, grow it up. Talking about this whole process, I said I was going to be talking about what I'm doing, not necessarily theory. So what I'm doing every day, Monday through Friday, I'm making 100 outreaches, whether that's 100 phone calls, 100 emails, 100 text messages, 100 DMs online. I'm going to be reaching out to 100 different customers every day for 100 days. Now, this came from Alex Hormozzi's philosophy, and I believe that the more input you have, especially when you're starting this, more likely you're going to have um, better output, as time goes on. So right now, like this podcast, this first one's going to be rough, and the second one's still probably going to be rough. But as third, fourth, fifth, and as we get our rhythm going and I get better at planning out podcasts and keeping structure together, I think this is going to get better. In addition to this, I'm also going to be posting. I'm going to use some of the Gary V um, philosophy of posting as much as I possibly can. So I'm looking at Monday through Friday are phone calls, outreaches, and then fulfillment. And then the weekends, I want to focus on making content, scheduling posts, um, until I can get to a point where I can schedule posts. And because I still have a full time job, I have a full time job. So I don't necessarily have unlimited time. I still need to pay bills in addition to building this company. So that's part of it. So every day, from 5 a.m. to 1, I'm working my regular job. And then from 1 to between 4 and 6, depending on the day, I'm working on building this business. So my time's a little limited. As my time frees up, I get more customers. I can really get things going. Then I will have more time and I will do more posting and more outreaching throughout the day and throughout the week. So the three major things you're doing is more posting, fulfillment. So those are the three things: posting, outreach, fulfillment are the three major things. And as time goes on, I'll be able to focus more on those things. We don't have a ton of money to do paid ads. We'll be able to put some into it, but not enough to scale fast. So we're gonna have to do the things that that cost less but take longer, take more work until we can do the things that speed up the process. I've been hearing this from different podcasts, YouTube videos, TikToks, all those. I've been hearing the same kind of idea that businesses can be kind of equated to a game, like a video game, where, you start at level one, you have to really grind to go up to the next level. And then it gets a little easier and it gets a little easier. And then at a certain point, you just kind of keep growing and growing. And I always found that really helpful. I actually downloaded an app about a month ago. Was called Business Empire. Again, no affiliation. I just really enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun to play. It's pretty simple. It's mostly just numbers and pictures. It's not anything. There's no characters that you play. It's just kind of nitty gritty. And I was able to kind of see how you scale from zero. So it has a little feature where you click on the screen and you earn like $1 per click type of thing. And then as you can get businesses that start bringing in money without you clicking, it gets to a point where clicking supposed to equate, I believe, to like regular work, going to a 9 to 5. And then as you start other businesses in this game, it's supposed to, create more and more passive income or semi-passive income in the game because you have to do active things in certain businesses in the game. And then you can start, so you start with that, then you get to building up businesses, and then you can start investing in stocks, buying real estate, or buying cryptocurrency. And when I first started, I started trying to do everything, but then I realized that I needed to build up the businesses so I could then have enough income coming in to then buy real estate because that was more passive. And once I bought it, it was just bringing me money in. I didn't have to do anything in addition to that. And then at that point, once I had a certain point, which I think it's when you start getting into the millions in the game, I was able to start buying real estate at a consistent pace and then building up to the higher up level businesses, which were things like oil and gas companies and banks. And now I'm at the point where I have a holding company in the game, and I bought all the real estate in the game that I can buy, and then now I'm focusing on buying up all the stocks in the game. Essentially how you would beat this game would be buying up everything. So, and then after you buy up everything, you can buy up the extras. They have paintings that you can buy, and cars and planes, and which is, makes it fun. But I found that I got more enjoyment out of building up businesses in the game than I did buying a car. And I found that that's probably how I'm going to feel in life. Is that I'm going to get more enjoyment out of building a business or buying a business and scaling it than I would, buying a fancy car. Because I don't really want a fancy car. The car I've been dreaming about is the same car I had when I was a teenager that I restored with my father, a 1986 Pontiac Firebird. Loved that thing. Had T-tops. It was great. I really want one of those. And they're not crazy expensive right now. I think just to get one, it's, between 2 and 10 grand, depending on, the model and all that. So my needs are more like I want to take care of my family. I want to have a home. I want a wood shop 'cause I love woodworking. Um, and I want to garden because we're a couple vegans. My wife and I were both plant-based. So we want to be able to grow a lot of our own food, and we just want to be able to have time with our children. And those are the things that are really more important to me now than they were, say, the first time I got in business when I was younger, I wanted to be on the beach with a Mai Tai all the time. And, now that I'm a little bit older, I'm 32 now, I realize the things that I really want is to be able to control some of my own time and, be able to build something that outlasts me. And I really do feel strongly about these things. I want to build basically a wall around my family so we can live the way we want to live. And then when I pass, uh, you know, my children, my wife, all those people that I care about are taken care of. I've heard a few times that one of the things that really helped people, become successful was thinking about their mortality. They really think they understand that someday they're not going to be here. This isn't infinite as much as we wish it would be at times. So I really, that's really what I'm aiming to do. I really want to try to change the world by improving the employee relationship, helping other businesses. One of our core um, goals and it is to reach 1 million business owners. Now, we don't necessarily believe that we will service 1 million business owners. But if we can reach 1 million people that and affect their life in some positive way, even if they don't buy our product, that's really important to me. That's what I want. Um, I think if I can build something that outlasts me, that will help my family and help others, then that's a life worth living. So that is a little bit about us, a little bit about what we're doing. I think this whole podcasting thing's new, so I don't really know the best amount of time, and I don't really know exactly all the ins and outs. But I was listening to Alex Hormozy, and one of the things he said was, "Do it. Just do these things and keep doing them and do it a lot." So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do podcasts. Then I'm going to do a lot of posting, a lot of videos, and as I do more of them, I'll be able to structure them better. But I want people to be along for the ride. I want whoever's listening to this, to understand that I'm not coming from this as an expert. I do have expertise in some things, but I'm not going to come on here and talk like I have all the answers. I'm building right now. At some point, maybe in the next 5, 10 years, I can sit here and talk like I know, how everything works, the best way to do it. But right this second, as we're going, I don't have all the answers, but I'm going to do the things that I need to do to get where I want to go. So that's the kind of theme of this podcast. Right at this point in time is join me for the journey. Join me for all the things that I've learned. So I want to kind of keep a catalog of all the things that I've learned and I can share with you. There's some of the stuff that's philosophies and practices from other people that I'm adopting myself. Some of them are philosophies that I've come up with based on all the experiences that I've had. Um, and that's the that's going to be the podcast. So I want to thank you for your time. As always, I like to thank people for the time because that's the most valuable thing that you can give. And this is the end of my very first episode. And I think the biggest thing is if you're interested in reading more, learning more about what we do, um, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all the places at Apex Profits. We have a website, apexprofits.io. That'll give you an opportunity to see more of what we're doing and see, what we're selling too. Ultimately, even though this podcast is me more for information, the the goal is to sell and to connect with more people. Right now, not a lot of people know who we are, don't know what we do, and that's gonna that's gonna be something that's a limiting factor for a little while until more people know who we are and what we do. So I think the biggest thing from this episode that I just I want people to take away is what our philosophy is, what our goals are, and to understand that I'm probably a lot like you right now. I'm new. I'm new in the sense of I'm new at podcasting. I've never done it before. So it's gonna sound like crap. As much as I'm probably gonna be excited to publish it and everything, but I, I know there's gonna be a lot of stops and starts and a little bit of rambling and all of that. So I just wanted to show you that I'm starting. I'm doing this, and if I can do it, I'm not special. I'm not particularly talented, but if I can do it, you can do it. And if I can do it and you can do it, let's do things together. Let's work together. Let's build something better. So that's it for today. I think I don't really have anything prepared for the next episode yet. But I think the next episode I might focus on some of the philosophies for our business and really focus down on where we got them, how we're putting these things together, and maybe how you can adapt them to whatever you're doing. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.